30th of October, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, we are in progress. Let's see here what we have. Oh yeah, we were in the middle. We did
14b5.
Yeah, so we are.
We turned the page already on that.
We already turned the page. Lotzorik laduri aleha kule hai. Name a sefer ploni or ploni. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was the, okay, so that's the end of that inyan. That was Rova's comment. And now, so we're up to Dilma. We're on the top of Kuftes Bava Amid Aleph, 115a. First, the last word of the first line. The Dilma.
You got that, Alan? 115A, 1.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. The Gemara asks.
Okay, Alan, you want to start off?
Gemora asks, the Dilma?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's Roy. Lay, Zoziv, Zabek, but perhaps he needed money and sold his books and utensils. The Gemara answers, Omar Rabbi Ishai said, Hare Yotzor, Lo, Shesh, Shem, give Boar, why a report of a burglary concerning him was circulating in the city, and that should suffice in the case of one who does not usually sell his possessions. Our Mishnah spoke of one who recognized his stolen articles in possession of another one who had bought them from an unidentified thief. The Gemara discusses a law where the thief was discovered. Isma, it was stated, Gemara bar call if one stole articles and sold them, and afterwards the thief was discovered, Rav Mishmi, the Rabbi Chaya Omar, Rav said in the name of Rabbi Chia, Chadin im shown, the claim of the owner is only against the first one, the thief. Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Omar, but Rabbi Yochanan says in the name of Rabbi Yanai, Chadi im Hashem, the claim of the owner is also against the second one, the burglar. The Gemara suggests that there is no dispute between these two opinions. One more. Rav Yosef said, hello, they do not disagree. They do not disagree. Here is Yochanan's ruling that references to good that were sold before the owner's despair. Hadin im Hachani, in which case the claim of the owner is also against the second one, the buyer, to return the stolen goods without receiving compensation. But here in Rav's ruling is reference is to goods that were sold after the owner's despair, in which case the buyer acquired them through despair and a change of the domain. Antin Harishon, and thus the claim of the victim is only against the first one, the thief, and not the buyer. And according to this explanation, both of them, Rabbi Yochanan and Rav, agree with Rabbi Chisda's ruling.
Oh, Rav Chisda. Where do we see Rav Chisda?
There's a footnote here that says what it is. Rabbi Sister's ruling above in 111b.
Oh, okay. So
that if one person stole something and another consumed it prior to the owner's yeush, the owner could collect compensation from either party. The note is a long one, so it goes further than that, but that's the opening of it.
okay, so Bekitzer, in other words, Gemor's, we weren't okay, yeah, Bekitzer, right. Fine. It's not one of the rabbis that we just got through discussing. As I was looking to see what Rav Chisda, where's Rav Chisda? We didn't see Rav Chisda here. The Gemara has bigger eyes than I do. It's going back a few, going back to Kufiyud Aleph, 111b. Yes, that Rav Chisda. Okay, fine.
Right.
Very good. So, okay, so really we got a new subject over here. Just a minute, my wife is calling me. Yes. Baruch Hashem. Security? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'll call him. Okay. What? Okay. Just a second. I gotta take care of something. Oh, in the meantime, there's Rashi's over here to read. Starting from Hadini Marishon on the top line of Rashi.
Are you going to read those two or what?
Yeah, well, While we're waiting for the rabbi to come back.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to be more than 1 second. Hopefully, it'll be less than a few minutes.
I'll wait for that.
Hmm. All right, I'm just here, but I'm going to have a bit of shut eye.
Okay, we are back in record time. Oh, everybody else took a break too, except for Phil. How you doing, Phil?
Okay, they were here.
Okay.
Roy's back here. Okay.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna
I
do this-
just wanted to clarify what the case was that we've got all of this discussion about so that we know what it is that we're talking about. It's always helpful to know what you're talking about, right? So Itmar was brought down, statement from the Amoraim. Ganav u'machar, somebody stole something and he sold it. V'char kach hukar ganav. And subsequently, Huker Haganev. They apprehended the Ganav. They found out who the Ganav was. Okay. That's the whole story? There must be more to the story than that. Hopefully Rashi will fill us in a little bit. That's a very sketchy portrayal of the story. And who was it that apprehended this Ganav or found out who he was? Okay, so then, in other words, Huker Ganav is referring. I think it's mashma from the words of the Amoraim that we're going to see in a moment. That the owner of the chayfetz that was stolen from him, he recognizes his stolen article in the hand of somebody who wasn't the Ganav, but apparently who bought it from the Ganav. So what really happened is that the Ganav stole an item, stole a chayfetz, and he sold it. Okay, right? He sold it, so that means that there's a third party over here, and then they hooker a Ganav. Okay, fine. A little bit unclear, but we'll work it out. There's Hashem. Okay, so Rav said in the name of Reb Chia, Hadin ima Rishon. The din is with the Rishon. And Rabbi Yochanan's Nishmei Reb Yanai says Hadin ima Sheni. Okay, so
it doesn't mean only the Shani, but it's with both of them. It can be with the Shani also.
Okay. So let's see what it is that Rashi wants to tell us over here. Din im harishon. What does that mean exactly? What is that referring to? We have,
Din.
in other words, okay, yeah.
Should I start reading the Rashi?
Yeah.
The din im harishon is the top line. The dino shel balabayas, the din of the householder, utvioto shel haganav, and the claim of the thief. Haya, it was the aim halokea and the purchaser and the purchaser isn't a Baal Dino. He's not the litigant in this. The Imba Lagbo, and if he comes to collect, he menu yitain damim. We give him the money. The afal gav, even though shehukar haganef, even though the ganef is known. No, we don't say that zia lokech, the purchaser has to give back hakelim of his utensils, the chinam, without any payment. The fra min hagana, that he will have to collect from the thief.
Okay, so Rashi's explaining us what does it mean? The din is with the Risha, is the first guy. Which din are we talking about over here? Rashi identifies Dino shel Balabayas. It's the din of the Balabayas, right? He got something stolen from him. So he's got a case with somebody. Who's he got a case with? And his tfiyato. That's talking about the tfiyah, the claim of the Balabayas. The claim of the Balabayas is alaganav. It is on the ganav. That's who his case is against. Ve'ena lokeach baldino, but the purchaser from the ganav, he's not really the baldin of the balabayas. He's not going to go to court with the balabayas. Mimbolig voso himenu yitain damin. And if he goes to collect from him, he'll collect it from him, he'll have to give him money for it. Now, I'm assuming that Rashi means over here is if the Balabayas would go to claim the item from the Lokeach, he would not be able to just take it away from him. He would have to give him money for it. Similar to what we saw in the case of the Mishnah. Even though the Ganav has been identified, and we know for a fact, in other words, that turns out that this Lokeach bought stolen property. Nevertheless, Lo Amrinan Yachzir Lokeach Hakelim Bechinam. We do not say that the purchaser needs to give back the item to its owner for nothing, without receiving any compensation. And so v'yifra min haganav. And if you're wondering, well, what is the poor Balabais who got stolen from? What's he going to do now? At this point, he's got his chayfetz back, but he had to pay for it. So Rashi says, don't worry about him. He will be able to get reimbursed the money that he gave to the purchaser. He'll get that. He has a claim against the Ganav for that. He has a case against the Ganav, and he will be able to get reimbursed for that what he paid the Lokeach in order to take it away from Lokeach. But that's called that he has a din with the Balabais. The Balabais has a din with his din is with the Ganav. Okay. And now, so that's the opinion of Rav in the name of Reb Chia. Then we have a different opinion. Rabbi Yochanan Mishmei de Rav Yanai Omar Hadini Masheni. So what does that mean? Lou, you want to read Hadini Masheni?
Okay. Where is it, Roy?
I think it's at the.
We're talking about the Rashi, the second line of Rashi at the end.
Oh, it's a Rashi. I'm sorry. I thought it was in the Gemora. Okay.
I'm sorry, he's making you Rashi, but the second Rashi, the second line of the Rashi.
Adinim im harishon.
I did the Rishon, you did the Sheni. Adinim Hasheni.
Adinim im hasheni. Dino shall Bal habayis im halokeach hu v'yotzi hemenu kelav bechanas. So the law of the Bal habayis with the purchaser is he takes out from him utensils bechanas. I'm not sure what that means.
Bechinam.
Bechinam, for free. He takes them for free. So the Bal habayis takes the stolen property from the purchaser for free.
Right.
Oh,
He does not, right? So this is the machlokas here. We see a very clear machlokas here between the first opinion and the second opinion, and what exactly they mean when they say the din is with the rishon, and this opinion says the din is with the sheni. The rishon is the ganav, and the sheni is the purchaser, the lokeach. And the din means who is the Bal habayis? Who's he able to make his claim for getting back his stolen item from? So according to what Lou just read, he's able to make his claim for the stolen item from the purchaser. So even though the purchaser purchased it from the ganav, he didn't steal it from the ganav. He just bought it from him. Nevertheless, the case that the Bal habayis has in order to retrieve his item is with the one that has it in his possession right now, because we know that it was stolen, and therefore what that means is that just like he would be able to take it away from the ganav, he's going to be able to, and he doesn't have to pay the ganav for it. So he'll be able to do that from the purchaser as well. He can take it away from the purchaser. He doesn't have to pay the purchaser any money, unlike the first opinion, who said the din is with the rishon, but he doesn't really have any din with the purchaser. The only thing that he doesn't have any din with the purchaser. So the nafkamina would be that if he wants to take it from the purchaser, he's going to have to pay for it, according to the first opinion.
If the purchaser doesn't know it's stolen, or does know?
he doesn't know.
Doesn't know. Mm-hmm. So it's
Well, the Gemora actually did say, but ve'achar kach hukar haganav. Oh, so it's very clear that it would seem to be that it's a question over here. You're asking a good question. What is you want to know? Does it make a difference if the purchaser would know that the guy's a ganav or not?
yeah, but probably doesn't. Or probably does. I don't know. That's what I'm asking anyway. Yeah.
Well, Rashi mentions that in the first opinion. Rashi mentions in the first opinion, afugav shehukar haganav, even though the ganav has been identified, but nevertheless we do not lo amrinin, we do not say yaksir lokeach hakelim bechinam. He doesn't need to give the thing back for nothing. He's going to get paid for it. That's what Rashi says in the case of the Rishon case, because there that would be the question. Now, even though so you're asking really when the Gemora says that the ganav hukar haganav, what exactly does that mean? Who knows that this item is stolen? Not necessarily the purchaser doesn't necessarily know that it's been stolen, and really, to answer your question definitively, it's clear from the language of the Gemora that the Gemora says, take a look at the language of the Gemora. You see the sequence of events. The Gemora tells us, Itmar, it was related the following case. What was the case? Step one, what's the first thing that happened? Ganav. There was a Ganav. He ganaved something from the Balabais. So now we got a Balabais that was stolen from by a Ganav. Step two, Umachar, and he sold it to a Lokeach. He sold it to a third party. And when does it say that we found out who the Ganav was? It doesn't say who found out who it was, but it was found out. It only says so achakach, and only afterwards it was known that it was stolen.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem as though we don't need to say that the buyer knew that the item was stolen.
No, he didn't know until afterwards. So when he originally bought it from the gunner, he thought it was not stolen.
But the way Rashi makes it sound, like even though we just got through saying that it was only found out that it was stolen after he purchased it, nevertheless, Rashi says even though it was found out that actually what the guy bought was stolen merchandise, and therefore Rashi seems to be making an underlying allusion to the fact that, and therefore you might think to say that you just the Balabais would be able to take it from him and without having to pay him for it. Nevertheless, Rashi's the din according to the first Mandomar is that the Balabais must pay him. He doesn't give it up for nothing. But in the second opinion, that is the point. The point is that since it is in fact stolen item, even if it was found out only afterwards, and the purchaser didn't know at the time that he bought it that it was a stolen item, but that would seem to be the reason why it is that that the Balabais can take it from him, and he doesn't have to pay him anything for it.
But I read somewhere that one of the footnotes here that the Balabait can go and sue the thief for the money.
Yes, that's what Rashi says.
Something like that, yeah.
Rashi says, "V'yifra." Those are the last three words of the Rashi in Dibra Maskil Hadin Imarishan. Rashi says, "V'yifra," after having to pay the purchaser from the Ganav in order to get his own thing back, he now has the right to get reimbursed from the Ganav. V'yifra min Ganav. He can get reimbursed from the Ganav for the sum that he had to pay the purchaser in order to get it out from him. That's the din. So that's the whole machlokes over here between the first opinion and the second opinion. When will the Balabais, when he takes it from he has a right to retrieve it from the purchaser. Will he have to pay him for it or not? According to the first opinion, he's got to pay him for it, and then he'll get reimbursed from the Ganav. But the purchaser didn't lose anything out. In the second opinion, he doesn't have to pay the purchaser, but it does say though that the what does it say? Hadini masheni dino shel balabais imalokeaku v'yotzi hemenu kelav b'chinam. Now Rashi doesn't say over here. I would have expected Rashi to say, and the Lokeach will be able to go after the Ganav and say you sold me something that was stolen and get his money from the Ganav. But Rashi didn't say that, like he did in the first case. So it would seem to me that there's something noticeable about Rashi over there that he didn't say, and the Yifra Mina Ganav in the second according to the second opinion. It would seem to me, you'll check it out in your art school to see if it's correct, but it would seem to me that's a very big nafkamina. According to the second opinion, the balabais retrieves it from the purchaser, and the purchaser is stuck. He has no recourse against the ganav.
Yeah, I think I read there that he's regarded as a ganav himself, the purchaser. In one of the notes.
Okay.
I don't think I should buy anything.
According to the second opinion, you have to make sure that you're not buying something that's stolen.
Yeah, I think that's the case in Australia with used cars. If you buy a used car that's have something wrong with it from that point of view, that is stolen or hasn't had registration paid, you're stuck. The car gets taken from you, restored to the owner, or you have to pay the registration or whatever. It's your responsibility as the new owner. Yeah.
Okay, very good. 11:34.
Okay. Take care,
Thank you.
everyone.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Everybody have a good day. Baruch v'atzlacha. Bye, Alan. Bye,
Bye.
Phil. Bye, Lou. Bye, Roy.
Bye, Rabbi.
Thank you.
We'll see you
Bye
later.
for now.
Bye. Bye.